Hey Jodie,
Yes.
Wednesday. Creepy story time.
I do love a creepy story. And guess what?
What?
I have an update on the people. You know, the one we did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
I think my girlfriend's a monster. And people were like,
yeah.
is he alive? I have an update.
What's the update?
Are you ready? I'll read it as it's.
Yes, I am ready, Freddy.
Right. So it was 2 weeks ago, if anybody wants to see the original if they haven't seen it, about the man who thought his girlfriend might be some kind of skinwalker or monster. Right, here we go. It's been some time since I was last here after my first post, though I didn't expect anyone to believe me from the get-go. I worked up the courage to talk to my girlfriend about, but just didn't find the right moment to get into it.
How do you find the right moment to get into that?
I
Sorry.
don't know. We recently went to go visit my parents during the weekend, so we were busy for the most part to even have a conversation at all. My mother adored her since the day I first introduced her to them. My dad was more reserved, but I could tell he liked her. We were at home one time and just lounging around, and she decided to turn around and put a magazine down. You look like you have something to say, she said. I froze. Me? Who else is here? She asked, tilting her head. Why do you think that? I asked, putting my phone down. You've barely touched on this past few days, and you've scampered around me like I'm the plague. What's wrong? I looked down before looking up to her. Face was unreadable as usual, and I said, you know I love you, right? Her response is, that's been obvious since day one. So you know that we could always talk about anything, right? And she frowned at him. Is there something we have to talk about? She asked, sitting up slightly. Is there? I asked. I was trying to coax her into talking about something, anything, but I didn't want to push. Did I do something wrong? She asked. No, but I was wondering if there was something you want to talk about, like before me. She sat back down and said, do I have to? I said, it depends on you. I made it clear it was her choice to talk. I wasn't going to force her. She said, I have nothing. She got up and left. She sounded betrayed or hurt. I couldn't tell because she left before I could gauge her feelings, but I've been able to observe some new behaviours. She sleeps now. Yeah, I know that doesn't sound weird, but for me it is. She has never slept since the day I met her, and for her to suddenly sleep is kind of bizarre. She also wakes up later in the morning, and I have to wake her up. She's usually up first since she doesn't sleep, so it was strange to find her sleeping next to me when I'm waking up. I think it's the month or maybe something else. She's also eating way more than usual now, mostly meat or any other food rich in iron. I found her one time eating out of a bowl and it was filled with only meat. She said it was for calories or whatever. It's gone to the point that I've noticed the changes in her body. She was usually slim and plump, but nowadays she's more toned. Bearing in mind it's only been 4 weeks between these posts. Her hair is way longer too. Don't ask me why or how I noticed, I just did. I know most might think this is normal, but I have to add that the timing is way too short for changes to occur that fast. She also spends more time in the bathroom, way more than usual. I know it's not for the normal reason.
It wasn't for the fact that she's more lean. I would be like, is she pregnant?
Yeah, unusual habits, because never witnessing somebody sleep doesn't mean that they don't,
They
because
don't, because I mean, we sleep for like,
honestly,
our sleep is so sporadic.
yeah, I mean,
Like
I'm
last night,
weird
we were
anyway in
texting
my
each other
sleep.
at midnight, and we had to be up for the kids. And
Yeah,
I have to ban myself from looking at technology, but I'm still awake at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, or I wake up and I'm just wide
yeah.
awake and can't go back to sleep.
I suppose it's the accumulation of things. So where
Yeah.
was I? But once you're in this situation that I am, you question everything. Maybe I'm paranoid or just thinking the worst, but I can't ignore what's happening in my own space. She's also been acting way more clingy now. I can't go a few feet without her hounding me into a corner. Unfortunately, that's normal in a lot of couples, but in my case, it's way more than that. Always looking to constrict a warm body like some sort of snake. I've also been waking up to her gone on some nights. She's never done this before, so it was very much new to me. She also smelled the smoke and forest foliage once she came back. I found the clothes she had on that night and could smell forest on them, including smoke. So maybe she had a midnight bonfire in the woods. Oh, itchy foot, sorry. My mum even called me a few days ago to ask me if she was doing all right because she thought my girlfriend was acting different when we visited them the weekend before. What do you mean
Is she
different?
a
I
werewolf?
asked. I don't know, because like next the mum says, well, she looked tired, like deathly exhausted. I could see it in her eyes. You're not keeping her up all night, are you? That actually got a laugh out of me, but it didn't stay long. I said, I think she's just going through some time. We'll get through it, I said, trying to not make a big deal. Well, tell her to sleep more. She looks like she wanted to drop like an oak tree. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't been waking her up anymore in the mornings. I let her sleep in. Blah, blah, blah. You're sleeping a lot, I said this morning once I saw her come down. Oh, God. I can't wait until this month is done, she said, hugging me from behind. This month, I asked. She pulled away and turned. It's nothing. So we're no clearer. The weirdness has escalated, but he's alive. There's a lot of comments were like, is he alive?
Yeah, is he
He's
alive?
alive. Yeah, so I messaged yesterday. I just said, hi, I don't know if you remember, but a month or so ago you gave permission for us to use your story. I think my girlfriend is a monster on our podcast. I've since had a few people ask if you were alive. Your story was very interesting and I wondered if you had an update I could add. And then underneath I put, thank you, I just found your update, would it be okay to use? He said, yes, it's totally fine. I mean, it's better if the world knows. I mean, somebody else might have the same situation as me with a girlfriend or boyfriend. No, we have it. It's the being restricted to it being within a month and feeling rough within that month. I'm going to do some big research because I've got
Yeah.
that much from over the years. I'm going to do a deep dive to see if I can come up with some conclusions. Because this one
You need
has had
to
me
message
fascinated.
them and you need to message them and ask them like for a certain research to see if we can help them, like what ethnicity she is, because that could play a
Because
big
he's already
part.
said in his post he doesn't know where she comes from or anything.
Yeah, but
She
you can
literally
tell by
hasn't
features what
spoken about
ethnicity
her
somebody
past.
is. Yeah, because she
Yeah,
would
you
say
can
she
take a
came
bit of
from
a
the
guess, can't
Midwest.
you?
Because I mean, let's face it, we've got different ethnicities in every country, but we
Hmm.
need to know her ethnicity because it'll help us narrow down the mythical creature per se.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But
I'm glad
yeah,
that's a
some of the
lie.
it has had me thinking about the whole spooky story thing. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're kids and you tell each other the spooky stories, especially at sleepovers to scare yourself silly and
Yes.
see who backs out first.
Or when we
Oh,
were all in the outhouse toilet telling creepy stories.
God, yeah.
I actually want one of the stories that I want to
Oh,
tell today. I actually messaged John and was like, "Do you know where the origin of this story comes from?" And he had no clue because when I Google it, I can't find it anywhere. But it's a common ghost story from our generation.
hmm.
Would
Tell
you
me.
like to go first or me? Okay, it's me.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so the title of this story is called Cutting Squares. It may not be per se. If somebody does know the original, please comment below or email us at Grab Your Brew. I'm just going off of memory of the childhood story. So a couple went out on an everyday night out and they hired a babysitter. And it was three children in total, a young baby no older than one. And then there was a 2-year-old. Oh, two under two is a nightmare by itself. There's your horror story. A
Oh,
two
yeah.
year old and a 5-year-old. And the babysitter went ahead and did nighttime routines, baths, beds, read everybody's stories, tucked everybody in. and went downstairs and started watching a movie, and then the phone rang. And when she answered the phone, there was a very ominous voice on the other end saying, cutting squares, go up the stair. So, of course, she was like, what? And this is in the day where we didn't have cameras everywhere.
Mm.
At first she thought it was like, it was probably a prank. Somebody knew she was babysitting tonight. So anyway, just out of this inkling feeling, she went upstairs, checked on all the kids. Kids were all fine. They're asleep. They're fine. Goes downstairs, hits play, and continues to watch her film. And then the phone rings again. Cutting squares, go up the stairs. So at this point, she's like, stop calling me, I'm babysitting. I don't know who this is, but it's not funny. She hangs up the phone, continues to hit play on her movie. Phone rings again, but she lets the voicemail pick up. The answering machines back in the day would play the audio of the recording. Cutting squares, go up the stairs. And at this point, she went upstairs because she's now kind of scared because obviously somebody knows she's there. She's reached out to all of her friends. They have no idea what she's talking about. And she goes up the stairs, but she checks the bathroom, the parents' room, because her room she didn't check before. Popped in on the five-year-old sleeping. She didn't want to open the door on the younger ones because she could hear them sleeping through the door. She goes downstairs and continues to watch the movie but on a lower volume. And then you can start hearing like trickling, like a faucet's on.
Ooh.
So she's like, okay, one of the kids must be awake. Let me go check on them. As she's walking up the stairs, the phone rings, the answering machine picks up, and it echoes through the hallway as she's taking one step at a time. Cutting squares, you should have gone up the stairs earlier. She went upstairs, and each one of the children were massacred, cut into little
Oh.
squares, sprawled across the room.
So,
Ugh.
I mean, I was about to say the scary thing about this. I mean, the scary thing about this is the fact that the children were massacred.
Yeah, I don't like children.
Disclaimer, this was an urban legend, but that's the
It's an
thing.
urban
There
legend.
might not be an original story, because that's the thing with urban legends. They are oral tradition. They're rarely
Yeah,
written down at the source. But I think it's also a bit more. When we were younger, we had landlines. I mean, you could physically slam the phone down if someone annoyed you.
yeah.
And there was something scary about
It's
that
not the same
because
when you're like,
no, and because you didn't have a mobile, you had to listen out of the landline. So either way, you've got to listen to the message. You can't ignore it. It's
yeah.
kind of freaky, isn't it? Ooh,
I still
the
don't know the origin of it. I've Googled it so many times and I asked like all the people that we would tell that story with, and nobody knows where it came from or who learned it first.
no, but the hearing the running water. I'm assuming that was blood.
Yeah,
It reminds me of one. Oh, I don't know if you'll remember me telling you this one, but I used to tell it at sleepovers. It's not a long one, but it's one of those that it's just a little bit eerie, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's a young, I'd say not young girl, she's a young woman. It's the first time staying home alone. Her parents have gone out for the night kind of thing. And she's just got a dog for company. Um, she's watching the TV, and on the news it announces that there's a killer on the loose in the
Mm,
neighbourhood. But so she locks up and everything, checks the window. She's got a dog. Do you know what I mean? But she forgets the cellar. So she's trying to calm herself. She goes to bed with the dog. She's curled up in the bed. But sometime after midnight, she wakes to the sound of water dripping. That's what just reminded me of this one. Um, Drip, drip, drip kind of thing. Just a constant, just little drip. So she's too scared to go look. So she reaches down for comfort, and a warm wet tongue, a dog licks her hand. Dog's still there. She's relieved, so she falls back asleep. Everything's fine. House is quiet. The dog's comforting her. So the next morning, she stumbles to the bathroom and freezes. The dog's dead. It's been massacred, and across the wall in blood it says humans can lick too. It was never the dog under the bed. Her stomach turned, obviously, because a dead dog's in the bathroom, but she had her hand licked in the night. She ran back to her room, only to notice a folded note lying on the floor where she thought the dog was asleep. She opens it and it's a phone number. She dials it, a woman's voice answers, sobbing, whispering, "Don't open the door, don't open the windows, just hide." The girl locked herself in the bathroom, and she didn't turn around until she heard something hit the frosted glass window with a splat, and a long streak of red slides down the window. She spun around, and on the mirror a new message says, "Sorry, I forgot something." Yeah.
So who was on the phone? Who was the person that she called?
I think it was a decoy. Maybe someone else that had been visited.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
so
freaky,
many
isn't
questions.
it? I know.
So many questions. I
But we used
remember
to
it, but
tell
I
each other
remember
these
it.
as kids.
Yeah, and we were just not phased by them as kids. And now I'm like,
I mean, I've heard it told a few different ways, but it's always, I've heard a nurse has come home off a night shift and she sits on the bed, the dog licks her hand and a hand comes up and it's covered in blood. I've heard a lot of
yeah,
variations of it,
I
but
heard their hand covered in blood on like the last part when she runs into the bathroom, and then the dog is actually hung by the shower.
yeah. But that one's been going around since, oh, many a decade. Many a decade. It's not always easy to trace oral tradition, though, is it?
No, that's
No, to have.
right. Okay, so this is a story. It's from Reddit, posted 5 years ago. By the username soon to be Stardust. I like that name. And they posted, "Gosh, let me see if I recall this correctly. There was a body of a fairly large person once found in the woods. They were quickly killed, and there was nothing extremely off about the scene, other than someone getting killed, except he had half of his pointer, ring, and pinky finger all missing, and his left hand. Oh, from his left hand, sorry. No one could find his missing fingers. They never found any clues. A few weeks later, another body was found, another man, who was a bit smaller than the previous guy. Same situation. Quickly killed, and 3 fingers missing, all from the left hand, and still no clues. A few more weeks went by, and this time it was a woman who was found, smaller than the second guy. Found same fingers missing from the same hand. This went on for a while, with victims getting smaller and smaller, until it was a kid's body being found. One teenager's body, though, only had the ring finger and pinky finger removed. The police found the fingerprints at the crime scene, and they found it matched the prints from a theft record from a previous victim. The guy telling the story then told the kids that the killer was searching to replace his fingers, and so far he had yet to see if the fingers of children their age would fit. He took off his glove, showing he had a scarred pointer finger and was missing half of his ring pinky finger, then launched at the kids while screaming. He later told the kids he lost 2 in a work incident. The doctors were able to save his mangled pointer finger. He told this story every year at a campfire. So basically, you're convincing children that you are murdering people for fingers. You could take fingers without killing people.
That
Not that
would
you should be
scare you
taking
though, wouldn't
fingers.
it?
That
You
would
should
really
not be,
scare you.
yeah, you should not be taking fingers, period. But if you feel the need to commit a crime like that, don't need to murder them.
It kind of reminds me of another missing limb one. We used
Mm.
to tell each other's kids. I don't know if I'm going to get it exactly right. If you want to hear it,
Yeah.
yeah. So a teenage couple drive out to a quiet country lane because in England that's what you do. Park up down a country lane in a lay-by, looking for some peace and privacy, of course. The
Get your
radio on
freak
in the
on.
background, yeah. Until it cuts to a news bulletin. An escaped murderer has been spotted in the area. He's armed with a hook in place of his hand. Residents are
Mm.
advised to stay indoors. Yeah. The girl stiffens and she's like, "We shouldn't be here, let's go," kind of thing. And the boy's like, "Relax, it's just to scare people into staying home," kind of thing. But then they hear a scrape and then another scrape down the side of the car. And the girl's like, "Did you hear that?" Before he could even answer, they just hear bang, 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 heavy blows like on the car roof, just banging. And she screams, "Drive now, just drive," sort of thing. So he slams the car into gear, tears off down the road, not stopping till they reach a house. Afterwards, they scramble out the car, and there, hooked into the car door handle, was a bloody steel hook still swinging. So they dragged the killer the whole way.
Well, hopefully he's dead now. That's
Yeah.
what we call a hook on karma. Ba-da-boom.
Dad joke! We do love a good dad joke. We do.
Mm-hmm. Spooky Boo play. Well, her husband said it the other day. Of course, my brain went blank as soon as he said it. Oh, he says, "I hope death's a woman, because then I don't have to make her come for me."
It's like a dirty dad joke, isn't it, really?
It's even funnier when Spooky Boo's in the background going, I
Oh,
can't do her
her
laugh.
laugh cracks me up every
Yeah.
time.
Because you know it's genuine, because it's like takes your breath away laugh.
Yeah. But I really want to hear other people's stories because I bet it changes region to region and country to country as well.
But
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, we don't have summer camps here, and I've heard a few of my American friends over the years saying, "Oh, when we were sat around at camp at night, blah, blah, blah." Do you know what I mean? I'd really like to hear other people's,
we want to know your
stories just
creepy
scare the hell out.
stories.
Yeah. What did
They
you
don't
used to
have to be
scare the hell
real
out of people with?
stories.
No,
Yeah,
these aren't real. Well, I'm presuming they're not.
I'm hoping or not.
They're urban legends that you just
Yeah.
tell each other to freak each other out. But
Hmm.
when you're like 9, 10, 11, and you have to sleep over and you've just got your torch on and nothing else,
And we didn't
you
have
used to
the internet
scare,
back then.
no, scare each other silly. We're showing his age.
Well, we had dial-up.
Yeah, and it made that god awful screech, but you couldn't use the phone at the same time. So if someone
No,
did
because it
try
would
to
knock you
murder
off the
you, you'd have to
internet.
log off first.
Yeah, yeah. But we do want to hear your most unhinged true stories, your made up stories. We would love to tell any
Yeah,
made up stories you have. And you can post them anonymous if you want. Just let us know if you want to be anonymous. If you do want your name said, tell us what social media so we can tell people to follow you. And send us your react videos or any deep dive questions to at Grab Your Brew, or you can DM us on any of the social medias on the screen. Oh, and I do want people to know that we did not forget about people answering the questions for the episode. It won't be on this one, it'll be on next one because this one's actually being
yeah,
recorded prior to the video coming out. We're recording this on Monday, but next Wednesday is going to be the video, will have been the video where you need to let us know which
yeah,
ones you
you've
think
still
are
got
real and which ones are
time.
fake. But if you do want more of those videos, do comment below, and next time we didn't think that one out. We will respond with a short on who got it. And don't forget, we still have the giveaway for whoever's number one in the spotlight once we reach 500 subscribers. To participate in this, You literally have to subscribe, like, watch, and engage in our videos. And the person who does that the most will become number one in the spotlight. So don't forget that, because you may be receiving some lovely gifts for $3.99, even shipping. Thank you so much for supporting us, guys. I hope you have an amazing week.
Thank you.